Hello there, this is Darth Rabbit07 coming to you today with another quick review. Just before the second Snowmageddon in the last 2 weeks, I got in this Adjuntant and Chief of Staff right before the snowstorm. I've had some time to handle both the figures. We're going to start with part 1 today and do Ultra Magnus portion, and then we'll do part 2, another video with a 6-shot Magic Squares offering in this 2-pack, and it is high presentation throughout this thing. You got a stuff and barcode. It's suitable for persons only 16 years old. Blah blah blah. All the stuff and things. Top of the box is blank. Bottom of the box is blank. The real prize is inside, guys. As when you go in here and you open this up, it's magnetically sealed, and then this opens up to reveal a sprue with some hands and the thing to make it articulating. Spray the fingers. You have 6-shot on this side, which is kind of weird because on the front of the box it's Ultra Magnus on the left and then 6-shot on the right. That's how they are. There's 2 chromed out swords there, chromed out gun there, and everything else is in plastic baggies, plus those instructions. Pause a second here. Here is Ultra Magnus' MS-W02 Adjuntant, one side of the card. The tech specs are accurate to the G1 stuff there. I can't believe that every one of these just follow that G1 tech specs. Makes a lot of sense. Here's that chromed out deal there, and it's ready to go into the truck mode, as don't want the chrome getting chipped over time. And then here is the set instructions, but I will defer you to look at Streak Shooters excellent tutorial on the order of operations throughout, and this is a good guide to get you started. But when it gets into this stuff, he shows you the stuff that can't be shown in pictures, how to move that head through there without knocking the antenna off and that kind of thing. So there's that. And then I'll just go ahead and show it off now since we're here. You got that first robot to pistol, then you got the tank, and from there to tank, and it does that same thing that New Ages does, where you go through there and it tells you to go back to a certain default setting that I guess you also did with the G1 stuff, but anyway. And then the man of the hour. There is Ultra Magnus in his awesome car carrier mode. Freaking amazing transformation to get it in here. And that's, I said, use Streak Shooters instructions and just follow through to the bitter end there, and you'll get it hopefully the first time. As long as it's sitting sideways. That's weird. That's weird. It's sitting kind of sideways. I don't know why it's doing that. Pause a second. What's so cool about this, much like the Studio Series, is that this thing actually transforms, and you don't have to take anything apart. That there's his chest and his head, his arms across the top. You see him kind of laying down in there. By the way, this all does, it's the tablet's just shifty bits and that whole 9 yards that Magic Square has is masterfully done here. We're going to zoom in and let you take a closer look at those details there in the truck mode. He rolls like a champ, guys. I could add an extra Autobot symbol there, but that's on his right shoulder, so in robot mode it's pretty show accurate, and he has too much detailing to actually put it on his cab. There's just so much pretty detail with this release and version. The paint work is exceptional where paint is used. The only thing that kind of bothers me is like these white pieces painted blue. You can see how they didn't hit every square inch there. And I had a mishap with my Jazz figure, and I handled it too much, the top of the car, and I'm afraid of that same kind of blue coming off on my fingertips again and make me smurf out there at the bitter end of things. You do get most excellent weapon storage there in the top. The tabs in the chrome. If this is not here, this normal default white gun, then the chrome gun will go right here, and he's got a smaller pistolioli back here between that. And that's the thing, like, it's not frail, it's not falling apart, like everything's together. And that's how the bottom of it shapes up and looks like. I wish that this was not so wholly down here. And I understand why this is a little gappy there and even up here, because all this condenses and transforms, and that's my only negative in the truck mode that I have going on so far, is the way that this is just so easily knocked loose. I mean, you'll be going around like this if you ain't careful, and it just goes way too easily on mine. I just wish it would get out there and lock into place, but I'm having trouble getting a hold of it and getting it back out there. Performance issues. So that's the only thing I got super negative to say. Let's get them outfitted up with a couple of the Legend scale figures. And here are some 86 movie adjacent figures to go along with him for the ride. We actually have a RC stand-in in Solus Prime from New Age, and we got the Mechanic Studio Flame Warrior, I think is his name, for Hot Rod, and I think that just looks good together. One other little thing I'll compare, I can't get her to slide out the back end, nor will this other guy. Here's Magic Square's offering of a side swipe, since I don't got my dick in because of a snowstorm, but it still looks really good all together there. And there's his ramp lowered down. Now New Age's dick will roll up in there, because I saw somebody, I want to say it was Billy the Kid, or may have been even, I want to say it might have been Billy or Deluxe had their dicks in the car carrier mode there. But anyway, I like this version of him much better. That paint on this one, this redo is nice, but they need to actually redo some of these earlier guys to give them the top-notch engineering like this guy. And I'm gonna have to get hold of those triple changers, because I don't see any of those on the horizon, except for in Robot Toys. We're supposed to be getting like Rampage and Depth Charge hopefully in the nearby future. And then these guys is Blitz, Swing, Springer, and Octane, I think, look really awesome. And I can't believe how much I fell down the Legends third-party Magic Square rabbit hole, and just any of these guys in the beginning. I was really hesitant about pulling the trigger, but these are really top-notch figures. Let's get Ultra Magnus back over in his robot mode off camera, and we'll take a closer look at that and give it some final thoughts. Note, before I get out of this truck mode, you can put those up there on the front, and I think that also looks cool. Stuff and things you can do with this set. Now let's get them over in that truck mode. At this step, because if you ain't careful, you will separate your pistoli there, so you got to be careful of separating it there. And note, that arm transformation, once you know how the stuff moves, is so smooth. I love that the best of all the Ultra Magnuses. And back that ass up. This is a really nice backside, how it all cleans up and folds up into the robot. Like the legs, the way that they do, the arms, I mean, dude, this thing is awesome. And even how you don't know how that double pivot joint moves. If you go watch Strict Shooter, he shows you how it moves. And then getting this thing to transform into its robot mode is awesome. And right off bat, we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at that empty matrix, because that is what he can do if you decide to throw David's matrix into him. Is it David? No. Ultralight of Freedom. I'm stuck on the New Age thing. This is so much better than that New Age Octavian. It's crazy, guys. The details of the little windows and being in red with this version, I mean, that is really awesome. The tractor's cab Houdini's up into this chest to have a chest matrix still. This is just top notch, and I'm sorry about not having my flash on. But you can see those, it's all one piece of plastic, but they made it look like you still got windows. That is just chef's kiss, guys. You still got his shoulder mounted blasters there. Don't even know if those things can pop out. I imagine they can pop out. This will split if you're not careful with those tabs and that kind of thing, as I demonstrated when I was transforming it. The only thing negative here again is that paint thing, where you can see this is clearly painted blue and it's actually white like that. But the white really pops. The face sculpt just freaking works. I mean, this thing is a miniature masterpiece. This is like the best one of the masterpiece, and I hope that they are not too far away from doing the upscale in Magic Square. I will get a hold of that too. I will not even hesitate. Same thing for Six Shot, since they got the base thing going on. The only thing that is super negative is the little holes there. Now, some of this, like, you are needed to like tuck away the stuff when you do get things folded down in there, with the way that this stuff just kind of shifts and moves around and that kind of thing, and it has to fold up into this heel spur area. Like, that's got to come up, and then this folds in, all that folds up into there. But like, there's no call for the tri holes that are there. That's just aggravating. Other than that, if you're not looking at the bottom looking up, he fills in nicely, and that's the cab all folded away in there, and they still have room for a matrix chamber there. We're going to go through that articulation next. You do get all the way around on that head. It can look up about that far. You can do most things that you need to do there. You get some downward look. It's this little free floating thing. It helps you look down a little bit more. So there's that there. You get all the way around on that shoulder. You do get up that far. Not quite a full Mr. T, but for a shoulder kibble, that's really awesome. You do get some forward rock there, so you can get some butterfly going on there. That is really, really cool. It does want to come out undone on mine a little bit right there. So then you get a really nice elbow range there, and a little bit of holiness there. I mean, for all the stuff this thing does, and still looks cartoon accurate model whenever you're standing there posing him. I mean, that is really, really freaking tight. You do get all the way around on the wrist there, and let me remove this pew pew. You do get a pointer finger so that you can tell him to give commands. You got that rotation there at the upper bicep. You do get some attitude with his wrist. The way that the wrist do is just ingenious, and I would not want to swap the wrist because it's got all the movement that I would want. It's got a place to throw your pistol in there, and you can also put in the other big silver one there. Let me do that real quick just to show off that shiny chrome goodness. I mean, that thing looks really, really freaking awesome. Flying through the air, fighting his way through there. I hate that he got the demise that he got to 6-shot in the, I think it's the Japanese Headmasters. So anyway, this is definitely more their look there in that show, and it just looks like it jumped right out of the animation. Getting back into that articulation, you do get all the way around at the waist. Impressive. You get the ab crunch and be able to look up thing. So I bow, you bow is not a thing. And the way that they do that, you can also get some back shooting up at Unicron if you decide to. Ooh, Magic Square, Unicron, Primus. Oh man, I need to calm down and just finish this quick review. You do get the kick up that high with the way they do the joints there. You do get a hip skirt, so you can get out to the, can you get a full Van Damme? Oh yeah, you can get the full Van Damme-ish. And like I was saying, you can't get the full Mr. T because of the way the shoulders do there. When you get down to the knees, just remember this in the transformation, you got to move back like the Studio Series. It's got to be back like that versus the forward and the robot thing. So that's a step that it doesn't mention in the instructions that will help you a long way there. You get some upper thigh swivel. It's kind of limited. And kick high, kick high. Oh, the knee can do a little bit more than 90 there. And you get the ankle tilts for the A pose. AOKOPO. I mean, I love this thing. This thing is so cool. I'm going to get rid of that chrome gun and go back to the standard. And here's a look at Ultra Magnus. If he actually did get the leadership role, commanding his younger other movie bots. And she's actually holding his big gun, and she doesn't stand as good as other RCs does, but you can still make things work for you. You can get them to do that. And we're going to try to get the gratuitous other shot where they're firing up at Unicron. And there's the Beyond Good, Beyond Evil. I just love that you can do this kind of stuff with these little Legend Scales figures. That just does something for me, and I highly recommend these guys. Really, really need Magic Square to make some Hot Rod and some RC and some other movie bots. this is so freaking awesome. Let's get this guy into some final thoughts. Some final thoughts on this new Ultra Magnus from Magic Square in this 2-pack. This is actually his Target Master versus with 6-shot, but this thing is beautifully show accurate, animation accurate, and fans of Ultra Magnus B, it's not advised for you to just sit this one out and miss this one. This 2-pack costs us a little bit more, but I did also get the single versions of each just to kind of see what the differences are in those. But this is like something that will need to go back up inside of this because I don't want this getting damaged and messed up over time and wear and play. But that transformation is a lot more fun than I initially thought. Getting it over into that and seeing how each little piece moves around and negotiates around. It's a little bit of it's always a mind job with Magic Square, but if you stick with it, it is highly rewarding in both modes. You get a show accurate vehicle mode. You have those delicious, shifty, tablicious tabbing bits, dovetails, and or puzzle pieces. And once you learn how the stuff and the order of operations goes, you get a very, very top-notch miniature masterpiece. And the only thing I could ask of for more from Magic Square, since they dabbled over in the MP, is to get this upscaled and let's get it out here in our hands. And also, don't forget the other bots, both Legends and MPs. They are crushing it, and I'm so glad I didn't even hesitate. Thanks again to my friend Jimmy G for giving me the heads up on when this Magic Square drops. He usually shoots me a little personal message, and I go and I grab it. It's just really, really good. Don't want to miss out on that stuff. I need to get a hold of some Constructicons, both New Age and Magic Square. Do got the, thanks to Jimmy, also I got the Combaticons that I need to actually put together because I did the Tiger Wing knockoff one. I just hadn't even touched that one yet. And it's actually a solid combiner, just like that Bruticus set is. The Bruticus figures from Magic Square last year got my top number 1 and 2 positions. The Legends beat out the big guy, but also coming in the mail, and stay tuned. I should be getting that add-on kit to make it tune accurate, along with a couple pieces to fix my Bruticus that had the issue with the shoulder. And then that's all coming up. We had a snowstorm here on the East Coast, and it was actually the whole country got snowstormed. And I imagine people's stuff is, it either you got it right before the storm was like this came in, and or you're waiting on them other things like I have. I was trying to get ahead of the Chinese New Year, which that's going to be a slow go between, well, I guess I'm actually too late in ordering anything else to get it in here. So it's going to be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before we even get anything else new coming from across the pond. I got some stuff made that deadline or whatever and got shipped, and I'm looking forward to that stuff to come through. Maybe I can piece those in and plug in the other ones to fill in the gaps. I've got so much backlog I need to get like edited and get it posted, and I'm long-winded into my Magic Square. I highly recommend this 2-pack set, especially if you're a fan of the, I think it's the Headmasters Japan show, where season 4 was like a 3-episode, and that's all we got of it. They actually went further, and him and 6-shot are like rivals, so akin to that rival pack. So we will get 6-shot on the turntable and get through. We're not going to go too long. I'm just going to, here he is, and my thoughts on it and stuff. And yeah, this guy is rocking. I love this Ultra Magnus. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. You guys be safe out there. There's supposed to be some more weather moving in here in the south and southeast of the United States. And Asheville area, we had a miss last week, but then it hit us head on this week, and we're just getting dug out. Hopefully things will get back to normal tomorrow. It's Tuesday night going into Wednesday, and Punxsutawney Phil saw a shadow, so we're in for more winter there. So winter's not just no longer coming, winter is here, and we're feeling it. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe until all are one, guys.